Hello there, and welcome to a presentation about social insects like ants, bees, termites, and some others. But now you might be wondering, how are they social if they don't speak to each other with words like us humans do, right? Well, let's say that they exhibit some other characteristics. For example, they cooperate to take care of their offspring. This can involve different tasks like feeding, grooming, and protective immature stages of their own species. They also divide the labor, where individuals specialize in different tasks according to their age, size, or physiology. And they do communicate, but through various mechanisms such as chemical signals or pheromones, tactile signals, and in some cases, auditory or visual signals. They also cooperate to build their nests using materials sourced from the environment. And finally, in many social insect colonies, reproduction is monopolized by one or a few individuals, while the majority of the colony are sterile and perform non-reproductive tasks. We see this in, for example, the bees, where the queen is the one that is going to carry out the reproduction, while the rest of the colony are going to perform different tasks. Important to understand this organization is eusociality. Eusociality is a social organization observed in different types of animal species characterized by overlapping generations, cooperative care, and division of reproductive labor, where some individuals forego their own reproduction to support the reproductive success of others. We know that eusociality is divided into different types, secondary and primary. We know that secondary emerges from necessity, where individuals they get together in group for more chances of survival. We see that here reproduction is not restricted to certain individuals, and this form of eusociality is less common and it's found in certain species of shrimp and fish. We see on this picture how they get together in something called schools, and we see in this case convict blenny, which is a species of fish, and how they swim in such a tight formations that they assemble a single organism.
So as my friend Gabriel just talked about it, we have different types of society. We and we have the primary society. So this is the highest level of society. In this level, individuals in the community exhibit a reproductive division of labor. We have some few individuals that are queens and are the ones in charge in reproduction, while we have the vast majority of individuals that are workers, and these ones are sterile and support the reproductive individuals by foraging the food and defending the colony, just as you can see here in the beautiful image. So this type of society is actually really interesting because it challenges our perspective on how we used to understand evolution, or how we sometimes understand evolution. The traditional way of view is the natural selection, like the law of the strongest one, to say it. The proposed by Darwin. But the presence of street workers caste states where individuals forego their own reproduction to support the reproductive success of others is a puzzle for that. It totally changes the idea of each individual is going to work to preserve themselves. But in these cases, we can see how individuals put the colony or the group first, uh, and then their interests or something, or to say in a way. So the theory of kin selection is proposed by W.D. Hamilton, an evolutionary biology. He explains how organisms may behave altruistic towards their relative, even at cost of themselves, just how I mentioned. This behavior can increase the reproduction success of the genes shared with the relatives. By studying unicellular organisms, researchers gain insight into the evolution mechanisms driving the merge and maintenance of complex social systems. So I personally found this idea just so interesting. and it's really challenging on how we understand living organisms, not just bees, but also ourselves, how we understand our own systems, our biological system, and it's just an amazing idea. So one type of animals or insect that has a primary society system are bees, and we're going to focus on this one. So I ask you guys, how does bees communicate like specifically? So I'm gonna show a video, and then you're gonna answer in the chat if you desire. If you are correct, I'm gonna sell you $1.
Honeybees are social insects in the family Apidae, order Hymenoptera. The most important species to humans is Apis mellifera, the honeybee. Honeybees live in colonies, or beehives. Bees have two pairs of wings and compound eyes. Beekeepers make hives for the bees out of straw, pottery, or wooden boxes. Wild bees make their hives in hollow trees or logs, or sometimes under the eaves of houses. Worker bees stand guard at the entrance of the hive, keeping out bees from other hives. Honeybees protect their hive by stinging intruders. Bees communicate with each other with pheromones. Pheromones are body chemicals that allow bees and other animals to talk to each other by smell. Bees smell pheromones and other scents with their antennae and can tell whether a bee is from the same hive, a worker, a queen bee, or is warning about danger.
Well, now let's see if you guys are paying attention. So I'm gonna ask a question, and you're gonna answer in the chat, and the same as before. If you are correct, you say the correct answer. I'm gonna sell you $1, probably, maybe. So, how does the concept of society challenge traditional views of individual selection in evolution? A. By emphasizing the importance of group selection over individual selection. B. By highlighting the role of kin selection and altruism among close related individuals. C. By demonstrating that competition between individuals is less significant than cooperation for survival and reproduction. So if you say C, you are wrong. Actually, it's B. As I mentioned before, the kin selection and altruism among close-related individuals is what it transmit the genes between generations. So there are some adaptations in social insects, as we mentioned before, and I'm gonna talk about especially some of the big ones to say in a way. So in society, they are primary, as we talked. Communication, as we saw in the video, are through pheromones, and it's just incredible how much they are able to identify the divisions and that. Also, they don't only have that type of communication, but they also have communication through their bodies, through the movement, using poles. It's just amazing. Um, Altruism, that I'm going to explain about later, but it's also a really beautiful concept. Haploid, hap, Haplodiploidy system, that is, I'm going to talk about it right now. Division of labor, as we just saw, there's a queen, the individual that is in charge of reproduction, and we have the vast majority that are workers, who are the ones who ensures the reproduction, the correct reproduction. Like, they bring food and they protect the colony. And we also have nest building and architecture, and this is, I mean, I just invite you all to go and look all the amazing stuff that the beast does. It's just beautiful, and I can't really comprehend how they do that. And I don't know, it's just amazing. Haploidiploidy is a sex determination system in which males develop from unfertilized eggs and are haploid. And females develop from fertilized eggs and are diploids. Haploid systems sometimes are called ahenotoky, something like that. So in the case of bee, we have the females that are developed from fertilized eggs and are diploids, meaning they have two sets of chromosomes, one from their mother and one from their father. While males develop from unfertilized eggs and are haploid, meaning that they only have one set of chromosomes, which stay inherent solely from their mother. In 1964, Hamilton proposed that haplodiploidy has been a major driving force behind the multiple origins of usability in the Hypnoptera, in this case the bees. So, because sister bees are more closely related to each other than they are to their own offspring or a potential mate, there is a strongly incentive for cooperation and altruism among females to maintain to pass their own genetic information. So, as I mentioned before, I have mentioned some specific adaptations in social insects that contribute to the success in their environment. So, if you can put the three of them in the chat, and you are correct, I will eventually and probably sell you $1. Probably.
The study of social insects is vital to biology and the study of life because it offers very valuable insights into things such as cooperative behavior, social learning, information sharing, and altruistic behavior, which all drive the core ecological component of ecosystems. Social insects drive ecosystem processes such as pollination from bees and wasps, predation, soil turnover, seed dispersion from ants, and decomposition from termites. Um, the study of social insects genuinely allows for the human perspective to take, for example, bees, um, take their values and their ability to work together and communicate as a colony and be able to enforce it within the human daily life. Some fun facts about bees are that the queen radiates a royal scent pheromone to the worker bees, and that royal jelly is fed to larvae to cause them to develop into queens. Royal jelly is composed of approximately two-thirds water and one-eighth protein, 11% simple sugars, small quantities of vitamin C, and various trace minerals and enzymes. The royal scent pheromone of the queen radiates to those worker bees to prove her fertility and her dominance over the colony. And now we ask, in what ways might the study of social insects inform our understanding of behaviors in other species, including humans? Please select all that apply. If you chose options 1, 2, 4, and 5, or 7, then you are correct. The reason that environmental adaptation and genetic disorders are not included in this is because social insects teach us how to create better technologies and live in greater biological harmony with the planet. For example, we can learn from the collective behavior of social insects to develop resilient infrastructure that can protect it from large scale failures. We wanted to thank you so much for tuning into our presentation and have a wonderful day.